Reflet d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, The Breaking News.
The Cameroonian Minister of Communication René Emmanuel Sadi and his public health counterpart Dr. Manauda Malashi on April 14th held a press conference on the COVID-19 vaccination with the aim of sensitizing the national community on the stepping up of the national response against the COVID-19 pandemic in the country. It is noted that on April 12th of 2021, the first batch of the Chinese donation of 200,000 doses of the Sinopharm anti-COVID vaccine arrived Cameroon. However, Minister René Emmanuel Sadi has announced the stepping up of measures to combat the spread of the virus by adopting the importation of the AstraZeneca doses, which will arrive the country on April 17, 2021. This joint press conference is aimed at clearing the air that circulates with the myth that no virus is in the country, with many Cameroonians still to come to terms with vaccination as a means of preventing the COVID-19 pandemic. All regions in the national territory have already received their doses of the vaccine as vaccination is ongoing. Works at the Technical Secretariat instilled by opposition political parties for the collection of proposals on electoral reforms from political parties, civil society activists and professional groups ends today, February 15, 2021 in Cameroon. The proposals made are aimed at ameliorating Cameroon's electoral code for a fair, free, transparent and acceptable election in the country. Among other proposals was an alternative electoral code with a single ballot voting system, two-round election and a biometric voting system. On April 1st of 2021, 7 opposition political parties in a joint press conference in the country's political capital Yaoundé had announced the putting in place of a technical secretariat to receive proposals on the reform of the electoral code for the interest of all. The opposition political parties in the project included the Social Democratic Front, the Cameroonian Renaissance Movement, the United Social Democratic Party, the Cameroon Party for National Reconciliation, the Cameroon Democratic Union, the United Socialist Movement, and the Progressive Movement Political Party. The Technical Secretariat, after collecting proposals, will draft an alternative electoral code. These shall be submitted to the Conference of Political Party Leaders before a joint declaration on the final document is made public. The government will now receive the public document. In Benin, President Patrice Talon was re-elected with 86% of the vote according to provisional results announced on April 13 by the Electoral Commission in a poll where the head of state was facing virtually unknown opposition candidates. According to Genevieve Boko Najo, the Vice President of the Autonomous National Electoral Commission, the Sena, President Patrice Talon and Mariam Talata, Vice Presidential candidate, obtained in the first round the majority of votes cast. For their part, observers from the Economic Community of West African States, the ECOWAS, said they had noted a low voter turnout, followed by a slight improvement, and those of the International Organization of La Francophonie, the OIF, noted a relatively low voter mobilization throughout the day. The Constitutional Court will have to verify these figures in the next few days and will pronounce the final result. Patrice Talon, a wealthy businessman who made his fortune in cotton, has been accused of taking Benin in an authoritarian direction and of having no opposition in parliament, the Constitutional Court or in the councils, almost all of which have been won by the ruling party. At least 20 children have died after they became trapped in a fire at a school in Niger's capital, Niamey. It started late on Tuesday afternoon when the children were in lessons, many in straw-hut classrooms. The flames blocked the school gate, so most pupils had to escape over a wall, said a teachers' union official quoted by Reuters news agency. Most of those who did not manage to escape were attending the school's nursery. In total, 28 straw classrooms were completely destroyed, and some of the school's 30 permanent classrooms were also damaged. Straw hut classrooms are often built as overflow areas for lessons in schools when there are not enough bricks ones. While teachers stormed the school on Wednesday morning to seek burial plans, Teachers Union official Mukaila Hiladu said there were about 800 students attending the school, and those who died were mostly in the preschool. The cause of the fire is yet to be determined. Niger is the world's poorest nation according to the United Nations Development Ranking for 189 countries.
Reflet d'Afrique Télévision, le Flash Info, the Breaking News.